Hello guys, I hope you're well. Today we invited an entrepreneur to tell us more about his entrepreneurial journey because I think it's important that we learn from those who have already taken the step, and into that world so that we can understand better. And if you don't know here we talk about business, entrepreneurship and mindset as essential elements to help our respective countries and the continent and the African community as a whole to grow and develop so that we can really make things change all around. I'm Teka Boris, young entrepreneur and founder of Critical 2, and I believe in entrepreneurship. I am passionate by it, and that's what I want to share with you right on this channel. So if you're ready, let's go. Great. So hello guys, we have Macdonald right here. So we're going to dive right into it and let Macdonald introduce himself and tell us more about him. So Macdonald, thank you for being here. Thank you for subjecting yourself to this exercise. So can you introduce yourself? Tell us.
Hello, I'm Macdonald. I'm a final year engineering student at Africa Leadership University in Mauritius, and I've experienced starting quite a number of startups, some failing, some making it, and some are still in the process of growing and surviving. Currently, I'm running the startup called Craftmanship and Machinery, which is venturing more into tools and machines on the African continent, and it is meant, and I'm on the aim of helping artisans on the African continent to be able to acquire tools and machinery at a very affordable price, and also to make sure that these tools that they have the super quality, which will enhance their work and enhance the standard and quality of the products that they produce.
Wow. That's great. I mean, that's a great intro that we have right there. So I would like to know, Mike, you were a student, you're engineering student and everything. Like, why did you what did you decide? What is your interest into business? What is your interest into entrepreneurship? Why did you decide to look into that side? Because many people, they like having like the easy life, just having to work, having your paycheck at the end of the month, and things are all right. Why entrepreneurship? Why giving you all that hold?
Well, though I haven't tapped into the working space that much, like as I said, I'm a student. Most I've done is in internships, and from this experience, I managed to notice that financially, work doesn't sustain. And number two, as an individual, you have to have multiple streams of income. You have to be dynamic. You have to multitask to ensure that not only financial growth but personal growth. As in, when you are at LU, we are taught to declare a mission, and this is one of the missions that I'm on. I want to empower artisans on the African continent to ensure that the artisanal work we produce on this continent can compete globally. It can compete, be it on the different markets that we have in the world. Yeah. That's the mission that I'm on. So what really made me to jump on the entrepreneurial space is the personal drive that I had, and also I was surrounded by entrepreneurs. Yeah. If you're surrounded by people who do business, you're pushed to do same. So that's another thing, is the people that are surrounding you. And third, I would say that I was also personally encouraged to jump into the entrepreneurial space because I found out how I can execute the different skills that I've learned as an individual in different slots per se, like when you're an entrepreneur. For example, if I was employed as a project manager, the tasks that I can execute, they are limited. But as an entrepreneur, sometimes I do graphic design, I do photography, I do, you have to come up with different strategies in different departments of the entrepreneurial journey, which makes it quite dynamic. Yeah. And it gives you that top mindset that, the way that you even think as an individual is quite transformative. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it seems like you've touched a little bit on everything. I mean that's so great. Sure. Like I'm a little bit intrigued, and I'm sure that the audience will be like, why that solution, that precise solution? Why about coming about with machinery, to help artisans? There are a lot of different activities, a lot of different opportunities around the continent. Why that specifically?
Well, the first thing is that the industry that I am in, it needs very high investment, and a lot of people are, quite, I would say, scared to start in ideas that need a lot of money. right?
Mm.
But personally, I believe think big, act big, and like even and when you act big, you execute step by step until you're able to meet up the tagline that you want to achieve, right? So I really moved to this sector because I saw that more than 85% of artisans in Africa, they're in the informal sector, and above 45% of graduates with technical expertise on the African continent, they're unemployed, yet they have the skills.
Yeah.
But what they're lacking is the machines and the tools to use so that they can produce good artisanal work. I can give an example. Let's say you find a mechanic from your country, and or maybe somebody who knows how to fix cars in your country,
Yeah.
but they don't have the necessary tools, the necessary screws,
Yeah,
drivers,
definitely.
you know, all that for them to fix the cars. They are not empowered enough to execute the skill that they have.
Definitely.
Which means the skill is not enough. You need to be empowered with the tools, which they cannot afford. So I want to close that gap, and I believe if we close that gap, we can close up the unemployment gap in Africa, and we can also formalize some of the sectors that are informal currently, and create a trackable way of income for different individuals. And once you empower people, they can even start their own entrepreneurial journey through the tools that are provided. So it's basically, I'm using the small aspiration that I've got to inspire others through the tools. You get it?
Wow.
Exactly.
I mean that's great. If I wish many people had that vision, and because it's extremely important, because there are a lot of problems that we encounter in our respective countries and in the continent as a whole, and we need more people like you who are going to, to come up with something innovative, that will solve a lot of the problems that we have all around. So, as an entrepreneur, you also need to keep tabs of what is happening all around, in your immediate surrounding and a lot of stuff. And today we are living in a world where we're faced with with a pandemic, with the corona, the COVID-19, and how did it affect you, or maybe any of your entrepreneurial activities so far?
Well, I'd say for me it's different because COVID was actually an opportunity because a lot of people were drawn back in terms of business because they're like, oh, there is a pandemic. A lot of people were working from home. Formal companies closed down. And for me, I saw an opportunity because this is what actually helped me to really identify the pith of the problem. One, people were working for formal companies. Now they are back home, unemployed, but they have the skill. You can do your artisanal work at home, produce products, and have them to sell even now or for later. So, COVID, at first, I saw it as an opportunity because it gave me that special eye to really, tap direct into the problem. Secondly, I would say on the finance side, it really affected my business financially. We also do supply chain. We source our tools from China, from Japan, and they have to be shipped via South Africa. And some are on the South African market, some have to go on the Zimbabwean market. And that's a lot of supply chain processes. And you know that the supply chain was on a pause for a period of time. Everyone was worried which countries are safe because of COVID. So definitely it did affect, but it also gave me time to reflect and to learn on how strategic I could be in attempting the problem that I want to solve on the African continent.
Wow, that was a growth period for you, and I'm happy you really experienced it on that side, contrary to what many people unfortunately had to live with. So we're coming to the end of this interview, but I have two more questions to ask you. And the first question is, when you start an entrepreneurial journey, you start a business, and there are some important elements that shouldn't be neglected. And I really believe in training. I really believe, in getting the necessary knowledge and the skills that are needed before you start investing. Because many people, they think that to have a really successful business, they need money to invest in it. Why? They don't really have the knowledge and all what that goes before you even inject some money. So, what do you think? how important do you think training is before you start a business or an entrepreneur?
Well, before I even get to training, I think the most important thing is like you have to be within the problem. And for you to know that the problem exists, you interact with people, you network around.
Yeah.
And that will even start to give you the idea of how can you attempt the problem. So first is networking with even the people who are within the problem. Then the next, now you need the mentorship and the training. And for you to get this, I would say that, in fact, first of all, it is very important that you actually get a mentor, and you actually also get trainings, because there are different business processes. Some can be even stressful and stuff, but like once you have mentorship, you understand that it's a phase, it's a business phase that will just, you tap over like kind of like a storm, right? You tap over it. But like some of the important aspects of training that you wouldn't want to miss, like first you need the knowledge of how to tackle the problem. You need the financial mindset of how you're going to make money from it. And you also need the zeal and the energy that will propel you forward, because entrepreneurship is not easy. And for me right now, I would say that I haven't even gone as far much yet. I'm still in the learning process of it. And taking it step by step. But the fact that I have people to guide me, it really helps out, right?
A lot.
Somebody once told me that children can grow without parenting. They can grow well without parenting, but children who actually grow with parenting can, like, their growth can be propelled, and like isn't like they have that support system which like they have some step forward back of people to lean on when things are quite shaky. You get exactly. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's really, really valuable. So as last question, I would like to know if you have maybe anything you can say to anybody who's interested in becoming an entrepreneur or start a business, and like what advice can you give? What little tip can you give?
Little tip is that just start small, keep on thinking big. But once you just start with, you don't have to start with the financials. You can start with a plan. You can start with even the marketing strategy. You can start with the talking to people who will help you understand the problem better. You get it. So every time is the best time to start. So just get started, and and you become even better in what you do, and you start to even love the work you do even more.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I'm sure you guys have just heard from him, try to know what's the problem, There's a problem that has to be identified, and you have to identify that first and take immediate action. Once you understand what's the problem, take immediate action. Surround yourself with the right people, with the mentorship, the necessary mentorship, and the support that is needed for you to start growing up, So we're coming to the end of this interview. I thank you, Macdonald, for really subjecting yourself to this exercise. I'm grateful, and I really hope it will encourage some of you and really see the importance of entrepreneurship and business right now, in the community. So I thank you for watching to the end. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet. We talk about business, entrepreneurship, and mindset as essential element to help us grow. See you on the next video. Ciao.
Bye.